For this week's YouTube Q&A, let's talk about some free video editing software recommendations to help you guys out who are maybe on a tighter budget. That's coming up. Hey guys, my name is Tim Schmoyer and it's Thursday. Time to do some YouTube Q&A with you guys. Entirely Lily wrote and asked this. Hi, could you make a video about the best free editing tech to get? I'm struggling to find a decent one. Thanks, smiley face. My first thought was, no, I actually don't know of any good free video editing software to recommend, but I asked on Facebook and I asked on Google Plus, and most of the responses I got back confirmed what I was already thinking. If you're on Windows, really the best free editing software to get is Windows Movie Maker. I believe it still comes pre-installed on most Windows machines. If not, there's a link in the description text below where you can go download it for free. If you're on Mac, your computer should come with iMovie, which is a very sufficient program for getting started with online video. It actually does a lot of things really well, and you'll probably find you don't need to upgrade for a while if you're just doing basic stuff. If you're already using one of those and you're still looking for something that's a little bit of an upgrade and is still free, I'm sorry, I don't have anything to recommend for you guys. If any of you guys who are watching this do have something to recommend, please comment below and let the rest of us know. If you have some money that you're willing to spend to invest in the next thing past iMovie or Windows Movie Maker, I personally would recommend Adobe Premiere Elements. It's kind of like the next step before you get to the professional grade stuff, which would be Adobe Premiere Pro, which at this point will actually cost you a monthly subscription fee to access. And if that's the route you want to go, you'd rather just pay a monthly small fee rather than one big up chunk. The links to all that stuff in the description text below. You guys can go check it out. I've heard a lot of people on the Windows side also recommend Sony Vegas, and on Mac, if you want to make an upgrade, you could also go to Final Cut Pro. But the reason I don't really recommend either one of those is because they're kind of like dead ends as far as your video editing skills are concerned. There's not like a logical next step to upgrade if you've kind of maxed out Final Cut Pro or Sony Vegas. But if you go the Adobe route, like when you kind of max out Elements, then you're ready to get started with the next software without having like a really steep learning curve or just being faced with an entirely different program. But either way, if you do eventually upgrade to the Adobe Professional Suite, the learning curve is a little bit steeper than the lower grade ones, and so I recommend using the lynda.com tutorials. They'll really systematically walk you through each of those. You can also get some free training from Adobe TV, which is really good, but I found that the lynda.com, although it costs you $25 to go through all the courses you can in 1 month, I found them to be a little bit more systematic and complete. And one last tip for switching editing programs, for me, those transitions have always been slow and painful, and I really just have to sit down and force myself to say, you know what, I could make this video in 5 minutes using my old program, but I need to learn how to use this, and so if it takes me 8 hours, which it usually did the first couple times, I am going to do it. But the learning curve became totally worth it, and I eventually became just as proficient at the higher level programs as I did at the lower ones, and now I'm using the professional grade stuff with hardly any issues at all. The next step for me is now just to force myself to start using After Effects for more and more stuff. So I'm doing that. It's making my editing time a little bit longer. It feels a little bit less efficient, but I am learning, and I encourage you guys to do the same. The thing about editing software is most people seem to be fiercely loyal to whatever program that they use and discount all the others. So without getting into a war down in the comments, I'd love to hear what software you use and if you would recommend it or not, and kind of different upgrade levels that you see would be a natural flow for someone to take. Leave all your thoughts and comments down there and help each other out. It would be awesome. And if this is your first time here, I'd love to have you subscribe. Every week we just do some YouTube Q&A with you guys to help you out with the stuff that you're doing here. On Tuesdays we take a look at online video news and the changes that are happening here to the platform on YouTube and other online video industries, and talk about the implications it has for those of us who are video creators. And on Wednesdays I just give you guys some tips, ideas, and suggestions to really help your content grow, because I really want to help you guys the best that I can. I want you guys who have a message you're trying to spread to really spread that effectively, so that hopefully it changes the lives of the people who hear what you have to say. Thank you for letting me be a part of that, and I will see you guys again next week. Bye.